Rapping Reason Podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins. All right, we're back with another episode of Rapping Reason Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dr. Jeremy C. McCool.
And I'm Earl Hopkins. What's going down, man?
What's good, bro? This is episode 31.
Yes, crazy, bro.
Yes, sir. We passed that 30 mark, man.
Yeah, man, it feels good, bro. Like getting the ball rolling. And of course, like the audience knows this, we're going to be in person actually recording very soon, man. So I'm looking forward to that. Just to get that level of engagement again, man. It's definitely missed. So I'm excited about that. Yeah.
Same here, bro. I'm excited to be able to shoot this back in person soon, man. It seemed like y'all like that format the best, so we're gonna try to get that back to you, man. We appreciate all of you all supporting it in this virtual format, though.
For sure.
We definitely appreciate all of you all who tune in visually on YouTube. We appreciate y'all, and man, we appreciate all the audio listeners, man. Shout out to everybody who listens via Spotify or Apple Music. Make sure y'all rate us. It goes a long way, and we'll keep on giving y'all these episodes and these music reviews, man. What you been on, bro?
I've been on the same type of time, bro. Just working, just trying to you know what I mean? Just get everything in alignment before the first quarter ends. Does the first quarter end like March 30th or something? I don't know. I would assume. But yeah, just trying to get things squared away for the year, man. I see a lot of momentum swinging in a positive direction. I want to keep that going, bro. So what about you, man? How's your year kicking off?
Same here, bro. Working, man. A lot of consulting work back in the classrooms. Everything been going smooth there, and yeah, bro, it's been a good year thus far, and just trying to stay locked in, man. This is one of those years where everybody needs to just lock in.
Yeah.
Lock in and, man, give back. This is that's another theme for this year for me, man, is making sure you pay it forward, whether that's mentoring some people, whether that's helping give other people opportunities. I think this is a good season for that. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now. This is not a political podcast, so we won't be diving deep into that. But yeah, man, we got to make sure we all looking out for each other during this time. So yeah, man. But other than that, man, good so far. Good so far. Getting ready for the Spain trip, man. I'm taking students to Spain.
Yes, bro. That has to be crazy. What cities you hitting in Spain, bro?
Man, we're doing Seville, Cadiz, and if I'm saying these wrong, I apologize. This is my first time going as well. Um, and then Granada. So yeah, we're doing 3 different cities. We got a group of about 12 students who will be in attendance. Yeah, man, and we're looking forward to it, man. Got a very diverse group, and yeah, exciting, man. It's a couple people on there who've never been abroad. It's the one person who's never been on a plane before. So like this
wow.
So these are like first time experiences for a lot of them, and it's dope to be able to help students get those experiences, man. So we're picking different cities each year, and yeah, man, this time in Spain. So I'm excited for that.
Absolutely, especially students of color, bro. That's important. Like my mentor, Justice Hill, always tells me, like, one of the things that young black men or like even young as teens, like what they need to do is like actually get a passport, bro. A lot of people don't. And once they do that, like see the world. You know what I mean? Because it opens your eyes in so many ways. So you're doing your part, even with that trip alone and giving back. So that's huge, bro.
Absolutely. And the university actually got a grant. They have a passport office there on campus, man. And it's dope because students can even get reimbursed for their passport expenses. So like now it just eliminated a barrier for that. And so eliminating as many barriers as possible for people to be able to have these experiences is what it's about. So yeah, man, I'm looking forward to that trip. So yeah, I keep you all posted on how that goes.
Yes, man.
Yeah.
And like, so one of the key things for me, bro, is there's some big news. And I was just thinking, like, what playlist would I have when I'm on a plane? Like when I'm in airplane mode, what are like my go-to downloads? And it gotta be like, let me think, bro. One of them, I'm trying to think what Outkast album I would go with. We reviewed Stankonia last week.
Yep.
Yeah, I think what's the joint after that? I'm tripping.
Speaker Box Love Below.
Speaker Box Below. Do you like is that come to mind when you think of Outkast? Is that something you would play on an airplane in airplane mode? Like talk to me.
Oh yeah, that's definitely something I play on a flight, man. I'm me personally, I'm an Aquemini guy. You know what I mean? I really love Aquemini. That's one of those albums that really made me really respect Outkast as a hip hop act and really like a fan of their music. So I would definitely
Yeah.
say Aquemini for me. But also, man, I love Speak About Love Below. I really love the Love Below side of that album
Yes,
too,
bro.
man. It's just smooth. A lot of classics on there, man. So yeah, bro. And the good news is that was a good transition to this next
Yeah, I
topic.
tried. I tried. I
Yeah,
fumbled a little bit.
yeah,
But we
that,
got here. We got here
it
though.
was smooth though. We got to the destination, man. Hey, dope news in hip hop, man, is that Outkast is being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, man. Shout out to Outkast.
Hmm.
No, man, the biggest shocker to me in this news is that they weren't already there.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's the craziest thing because you think like I think you have to. I think you're eligible after. I want to say it's 25 years after your first album. I think that's what
Okay.
it constitutes. I think that's when you're eligible to do it. Even still, bro. Like I don't know. Like because when was their first album,
Oh, it's
yo? Like
definitely.
what year?
Oh, it was definitely in the '90s. So it's
Yeah, so they're well past that, I think. They've at least hit like 30 years nearly, because I think
yeah,
their first album, I want to say it was 94, but I
yeah.
could be wrong. So maybe it is 30 years now. But regardless, like this is a no-brainer to me. They aren't yet inducted. I think they're still nominees. They're on a short list of nominations this year. But just given their success, bro, I can't see them not getting in.
No.
Like that's where we're at with it, bro. Like they have some like dope other nominees, of course. Like I'm a big Oasis fan. Who else? Chubby Checker is nominated. He's been nominated many a times, but I think Outkast, Mariah Carey is also nominated, but I think Outkast for me is like a no-brainer. Like it's like a first ballot Hall of Famer, like you would think of like a Tom Brady, for example, in football. Outkast is that in music to an extent, the fact that it's a no-brainer, bro. Like they should be in, dog. And if it wasn't for the eligibility like requirements, I would have thought they would have been in 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying?
100%, bro. And with them, yeah, and I looked it up. Their first album did drop in '94, so yeah, they've been eligible for a little minute. And the great,
Mm,
and to me, it's so dope because when you think about Outkast, man, Outkast really did shift the sound of mainstream music outside of just hip hop. What they did for
mhm.
hip hop is undeniable, but a lot of people don't realize that they have the highest selling hip hop album of all time.
Crazy.
Think About Love Below sold over 13 million copies. You
Bro.
know what I mean? So we're even past the diamond. We're past diamond. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like that is it's on that front that's already solidified. But when you're talking about just music with how experimental they were and being able to implement different genres in the hip hop and being able to meld funk, R&B,
Hmm.
and all of these different sounds into different music and taking the musical risks and creative risk that they took on each album, I think it's a no-brainer, bro. I think that
Yeah,
definitely one of the most influential music acts, period, in history. So yeah, if I think that's a no-brainer. I think they be doing themselves a disservice. And I'm gonna be honest, Andre's somewhere playing the flute right now. I don't even think he probably care, but at the end of the
yeah,
day, as a music fan and as somebody who's been listening to Outkast for majority of my life, man, definitely well deserved for sure.
for sure. Yeah, and you're right, bro. Like Andre don't care about any of this, probably, dog.
Nah, bro, he got on some thong sandals right now. You know what I mean? And he playing the flute on the middle of Madison Square.
Or something, bro. Something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I don't
but
think
yeah,
he's tripping.
well deserved though, no doubt.
Yeah, but well deserved, man. Shout out to Outkast. And look, if you're not familiar with Outkast, I would say, what do you think is a good starting point for somebody?
Wow. I feel like you would be more equipped to answer that than me, bro.
I
Equimini? Should they start with Equimini
I
or
would say,
even before?
but you know what? I think I'm trying to think of what's their most easily digestible album for a first time
Mm,
listener.
maybe
It
Stankonia?
Yeah, maybe Stankonia. Honestly, I would
Mm.
say either Stankonia or even AT Aliens to me is even
Oh, yeah.
is pretty easily digestible. But
Especially in the whip.
yeah, and I honestly just go to their hit records. I would say that's a good starting point to be honest. Like
Yeah.
yeah,
I would
go
say especially with them.
yeah
Especially with them.
yeah go
Mm.
to their mainstream records. Listen to those, and I think you'll like it. And if you're a real lyrical rap fan like I am, bro, listen to Andre's features. Like
Alone, bro. Just the features, dog.
listen to a song he had called 16. I want to say it was with Rick Ross.
Mm,
Crazy verse on there.
yeah.
Listen to him on, yeah, I know Ye right now is, you know what I mean, a whole nother situation. But listen to that track off Donda.
That's one of my
Um,
favorite verses from Andre recently, like in the last 10 years, maybe, dog. Yeah.
yeah, listening to him on one of my favorite songs of all time, which is International Players Anthem with UGK. Listen to his verse on there. You know what I mean? Just go
Woo.
through his features, bro. Go to his.
Mm.
We didn't get a chance to say this, but R.I.P. DJ Unk. Listen to
Oh,
his
for sure.
verse on the remix of Walk It Out. You know what I mean?
Why did he walk folks down on that record just so seamlessly, dog? It's a dance record, bruh. He flipped it and said, nah, nah, nah. It's my record.
This is my record, and I'm finna tell
Yeah.
y'all to take them big stupid shirts. I feel like he was talking to me directly. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I feel like he was talking to DJ Young, maybe. I don't I don't know. I don't know, dog.
Loki,
Crazy.
very disrespectful. Like very disrespectful to in that era tell people, "Hey, yo, make your mama proud and take that shirt 2 sizes down, bro." It's crazy. But
Crazy.
yeah,
Crazy.
bro. Shout out to Andre 3 Saxon and RIP DJ Unk, man. I had some good times to walk it out, man. I was in the walk it out era, so I was in the skating rink going crazy, man. That was my bag
Oh
as a kid. So
man.
RIP, man, and shout out to
Mhm.
Outkast again.
Shout out to Outkast. They deserve it. Mariah Carey, I want to see make it into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. To me, that's a no-brainer off Honey alone.
Oh, she's nominated, Mariah Carey.
Hmm.
Oh, that's that. Come on, bro. That's not even.
No-brainer to me.
Let me tell you,
No-brainer.
man. This is not an R&B podcast. I know, so I'm not gonna go too
Hmm.
too deeply into this. But I rock with Mariah Carey. Let me tell you something. Now, people are usually shocked that I don't listen to Beyonce, but I listen to Mariah Carey, and or I don't listen to a lot of Beyonce, but I listen to Mariah Carey. Mariah
Yeah.
Carey got some songs that I like.
Yeah.
I really rock with. That I sing at ignorant levels, and I don't even be caring. Like I'll roll the windows down. Like we belong
Yo.
together. I will roll the windows down and look at the car next to me and sing it. I don't care. That's that's how much I
Crazy.
love some of Mariah Carey songs, man.
Yeah, man. She got some classics, but and she got like a lot of hip hop adjacent classics too. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
What,
she's ours. Like, she's the cultures too. We been claiming Mariah too. Hip
yeah,
hop
yeah.
fan.
Oh, of course. And one thing that people don't, a joint that people slept on. That's one of my favorite collabs with Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey and Bone Thugs got a song called Breakdown. If you've never heard it,
Wow.
bro, do yourself the service after this podcast, bro. Mariah
Yeah,
Carey and Bone Thugs and Harmony. It's called Breakdown. Got a video for it and everything. Fire.
that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna
Fire.
check it out.
On another note, I don't have any transition into this. Not like us is back at number one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It ain't that crazy though. Like, it shouldn't be a surprise, but you would think, bro. And we're going to talk about it. A particular person, a big person within mainstream hip hop, music in general, just released an album, and yet this song is number one again. What do you think is the reason why Not Like Us happens to be atop the Hot 100 or whatever it is again, bro?
Because he looked at that camera and said, "Say Drake." Bro, there was that moment alone made people look up Say Drake. I would love to see how many people Googled Say Drake after that happened. You know what I mean? The
Yo,
people who weren't even familiar with the situation.
or didn't
I
even
think him
watch his
performing
Super
it.
Bowl performance. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like the Super Bowl performance clearly is the reason why. I think that
Mm.
people seeing the performance and how much he emphasized that song during the Super Bowl performance and
Mm.
teased it leading up to it. I think that built up the song, man. It brought it new life again, and I think that's one of the things that I would imagine is one of the reasons why Drake is pushing so hard against the song is because all of these moments bring new life to it. The Grammys, it winning these Grammys brings new life to the song again.
For sure.
Him performing it here brings new life to the song again. When he goes on tour, when he performs the song, it's gonna bring new life to the song. So it lives on. It's kind of and it's this way with diss records. Period. We saw the same thing. When you got Nas, at Summer Jam performing Ether. You know what I mean? That
Mm.
brings new life to Ether. People now like, dang, I forgot. But you know what I mean? I almost forgot about this song. You
Yeah,
know, those different moments bring life to you know give life again, I should say,
yeah.
to diss tracks, man. And yeah, this one is living a long time.
It is, and it's not going to stop. Like, I'm not saying it'll be atop the Billboard charts forever, obviously, but I'm saying like people are always going to hark back to this, bro. Like, this is a monumental like moment, a footnote, really in hip hop history, but even music. Like the fact that this record did so much within it's only been 9 months since it's been out, but yet
Mm,
even 9 months, like within music, bro, that's like a decade old. Like just how
facts.
fast and quickly music moves. So for it to land atop Billboard again, bro, it's clearly a testament to like people liking it. And I think the Super Bowl performance introduced that song to the millions of people who didn't even listen to it, like the Sabrina
Definitely.
Carpenter fans, whoever else was nominated for record or song of the year, who otherwise don't listen to hip hop or who saw the Super Bowl performance didn't know much about Kendrick Lamar's discography. I think they're like, hold on, who is this dude and why is everybody talking about this so much? And what does the song mean? I think that definitely is the reason, bro. I can't deny it. It's probably been introduced to so many more people in the last month.
Hmm.
Um, and it's crazy to see, bro, especially after, a Drake and Party Next Door album. But, you know, that's music for you. That's hip hop for you.
That's hip hop for you, man. And
Mhm.
and going into the Drake and Party Next Door album,
Yeah.
it's only
Yeah.
right that we talk about it. This was your idea, you know. I thought we were gonna skip it, but we didn't.
It's mine, y'all. So if
And the
y'all get
reason
pissed, blame me.
exactly, and the reason why I thought we would skip it is not just because of the Drake suing and
Hmm.
the anti hip hop nature of that. I
Yeah.
think it was more so. I thought it was more of an R&B leaning album, so that's why I didn't
Hmm.
expect us to review it because this is a predominantly hip hop show. But there is rapping on here, so
He's rapping. He's
there
rapping.
is songs when he's rapping, so I think it's fair. So Party Next Door and Drake recently released an album called "Some Sexy Songs for You."
Mm.
Um, what were your initial thoughts?
My initial thoughts, I don't know. Would this surprise people? It shouldn't. I thought it sucked in general. Like I think I'm just being honest, man.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I think like first of all, I'll be honest, yo. I'm a little biased, right? Like I'll say this and I'll say it openly. I don't like bloated albums. I don't like albums like unless there's like real nuance and there's a strong theme to it. I don't really like albums that push over like us like push over an hour like by a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'll just say it like that. Like so this is about an hour, almost 15 minutes. I think it would work for me if it didn't sound like largely the same. You know what I'm saying? Because you get fatigued. Like mentally you get fatigued musically because a lot of these songs are within the same pocket. And I think for a Party Next Door, I think he's learned within his career that showing a little bit of nuance, showing a little bit of diversity in your sound can help you. He hasn't always done it, but I think like he himself knows that. But a lot of these songs on some sexy songs for you sound like a lot of B-side like scraps from previous like work. It feels like that. Like some of them feel dated or old. Other ones just feel like half ideas. You know what I'm saying? That Drake just slapped a verse on and was like, okay, this is gonna be on the song or gonna be on the album.
Mhm.
And that's what I get from it, bro. Like, I don't know, it
Mm.
seemed kind of half-assed, like a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get it misconstrued. Like, when it's Party Next Door, Drake, I'ma like some songs from it. I would say like of the 21 records on here, I think I like a solid like 5 or 6. Um, but I really like Spider-Man Superman. Like that's probably one of my favorite songs on here. Brian Steele, Raining in Houston. I'm not a big Drake R&B guy. Like I told y'all on the podcast before, like I don't really love like Party Next Door's past records. Maybe I need to like revisit P&D 4, as my man Tyron would say. But yeah, I like I like Celibacy kind of. On My Way, I like and When He's Gone. I would say those are the songs that I like. But other than that, dog, I just feel like a lot of half-ass records on here, bro. Like there's elements I like, but for the most part, like I don't see myself revisiting this album, to be
Mm.
honest with you. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Woo. All right. All right. I'm gonna start off nice. Um, on the positive side,
Hmm.
I think that it was very nostalgic.
Mm.
some of the old records of Drake and this sound. I think that he was able to recapture some of the sounds that people became familiar with from So Far Gone, very So Far Gone as far as sonically. I think that is what I gather from it initially when I first played it, and even with the intro record. I was like, okay, I see what he's going for here. Um, I think if I was in high school, I would like this a little bit.
Mm.
I think the lyrics haven't matured. Like his lyrical content in here is just it just does not connect with me.
Mm.
I think it's very surface level, not much depth.
Yeah.
Just sorry simping sounds. You know what I mean? And
With
that's
dollar
the
signs
title.
on that.
That's
Sorry,
the
simping
title.
sounds.
That's the
Yo,
title. Sorry simping sounds, man.
for you.
You for you.
That's
That's
actually
what it was for
hilarious.
me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was sorry simp music, man. It just was a lot of crooning, which we expect from Drake.
Right.
And like I said, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. There's songs on here that I like Lasers was cool. I actually liked Brandon in Houston until he low key threw a shot at American men. You feel
Oh
me?
yeah.
He had a
Yeah.
line in there. Let me see. I think I screenshotted it just because I was like, "Oh, this is what we talking about." Oh yeah, I did screenshot it. I put this in the notes. Rather spend my energy boosting you up, gassing you up. These American guys are something different. They just talk looser than us. You you say I talk proper. It suits me, my love. All these tables, booths. You want hookah, my love? Sorry, simping sounds. You know what I mean? And that is what I gather from this. I'm listening to this, man. The lyrics are just, I don't know, man. It's just this lyrical content for somebody who's almost 40. It just isn't. It just isn't there for me, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just not at this stage of my life where I want to hear,
Mm-mm.
music about how your girl smoking hookah. I think but I will say sonically, some of these songs work. One of the ones that I really liked that I know is gonna take off,
Mm.
is Nokia.
Yeah, I hate that song, but
Really,
I could see its potential. Yeah.
it's not like it's a type of song that I would play regularly, but when I heard it, I was like, oh no, this is gonna work.
You
Like
just know it, right? Like when you hear it,
absolutely.
you're like, yeah, this is probably the
I
one.
said,
Yeah.
oh, this is gonna play. I hear it now in the club. Like I was like, yeah,
Yeah.
that one is gonna go up. Nokia is gonna go up. Um, there's some really cringe worthy stuff in here that I was like, yo, I think we need to officially stamp Drake is a pop artist, bro. Like,
Yeah, it's
there's some
stamp,
stuff in
bro.
here. There's the random Spanish song on here that is just
Yeah, meet
terrible,
your padre, dog. That joint is
awful,
horrible.
awful.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have to holler at some of my Latino and Latina brethren and sisterin, and see what y'all think about this song. Because maybe this is hot. I don't listen to Spanish music like that, so I could be
Right.
off. You know what I mean? This isn't my culture. It's one of those things. So maybe y'all rock with it. So I don't know. But for me, absolutely not.
Yeah.
This man really took Ice Spice's flow on Gloria, and it was terrible.
He
I've never
did, didn't he? Yeah.
redoing Ice Spice's flow as a 40-year-old man is disgusting. You hear
It's
me?
crazy, bro.
There's just moments in here that I'm just like, where are we going? Yeah, man. One thing that I think he needed on the lyrical side, because I think sonically a lot of the songs are cool. Like the production is cool.
Production is always gonna be good with
Yeah, the
these.
production, you don't really get bad Drake production often. But what I will say is he needs the weekend. Man, you need to make up with the
Huh.
weekend badly, bro, because the lyrics on here would have been 1,000 times better if you hollered at Abel them. You
Shout
feel me?
out Abel, man.
You
Yeah.
need to holler at the weekend. Y'all need to make up. Y'all need to go meet up for dinner in Canada, whatever y'all need to do
Do something.
to fix it because this needed weekend. This
Beat
needed
up that
his
carbone. Yeah, figure it out.
this needed his pen badly. Like
Yeah.
and I think that's what it was. The lyrics on here lost me every time. Even when it was a song that I was like, oh, this is cool. He would always say something to bring me right back out of it, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? What are
Yeah.
we doing here? You know what I mean? Even prime example.
Mm.
Give me a hug.
Let's talk about it, dog.
I thought the song was fire until the give me a hug section.
Mm.
The fact that there were
Yeah.
people with you in the studio who didn't think that was corny is the problem. You feel me?
Yeah, bro.
Nobody thought maybe you should leave out that part of you saying give me a hug 20 times back to back. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
bro. Yeah.
Because the rapping on there was fire. There's some bars on it.
He's barring up. He barred up
Bars.
on that one.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but yeah, it was just the lyrics, man. And like I said, I think this is gonna go up though. Sonic, I think this is gonna go up for young kids. I could see high schoolers loving this. I even could see people in college loving this
I
type of
could.
content. It's just
Yeah.
I just might be at a different stage of life. I know I'm at a different stage of life. Like at 22, I probably would have thought this was. I might have looked at this different. I might have been in the hookah lounge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
Vibing with a little something. I don't know. I might this might have been a different. Got it. I might have liked it more, but right now at this stage of my life, not it.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Like I don't know, bro. Like I'm still stuck on like to give me a hug, like Joe. And what's
It,
crazy, my man sent me this because he's a Drake fan. My man sent me this and was like, I told you Drake wasn't dead. Yeah, he got annihilated in the Kendrick thing, but like I told you Drizzy's alive. And so I listened to it, and at first, bro, the
he was going
first like
crazy.
part, I was kind of like, it's kind of buns. And then he gets into rapping. I'm like, okay, like, this joint hot. I even circled it back, but it was that part, that same exact part. I was like, what? And so like I think that speaks to like a bigger thing, which is like there's like certain ideas or certain like sounds like that sound good, bro. It's almost taking you there. And then a bar, maybe a certain melody. I don't know what it is. It just takes you out of it. And then on top of that, bro, like I don't know. For me, it felt more like a Drake album. It didn't feel like a collaborative album as much as like it was obviously marketed to be. It sounded like, yo, momentum is swung too far away from me. Like I need to put out some APND, my boy, my Crody. Like let's do something, bro. Finally, if this were to drop 5, 6 years ago, like I said in the previous pod, like
Mhm.
this would be the hottest thing on earth. It would be scorching. Of course, with PND and Drake, they're gonna do numbers. Like that's without a question. But I just feel like it seemed rushed. It seemed like it was stitched together rather than actually genuinely made to be a project of this magnitude that it was supposed to be basically. So yeah, I'm not feeling this one.
But I
My
will
boys,
say
yeah.
on
Go
give
ahead.
me give me a hug. I will say there's some bars on there that are worth acknowledging that
You think so?
I thought were funny. I have to, and you know, I'm always give credit where credit is due. If you could make me laugh in the middle of a rap, I'm with it. When he said, you know, funny how it's only B ends that are waiting on the boy's obituary. Because if I die, it's these ends that become the sole beneficiary. And what the F they're gonna do with it? Have girls up at 29 on stage twerking with a dictionary. Twerking with a dictionary is crazy. I just wanna that made me laugh.
I'm weak.
And also the line about Joe Budden made me laugh.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. Yeah, yeah, that was kind of crazy.
You know, but to me, what's the nastiest about that though? And we got to talk about this too. This is another topic.
Hmm.
How are you still sending shots at people after when you're suing for people sending shots at you? How are you still
Dang,
dissing
yeah.
people? How are you still dissing people on records when you're suing people for dissing you on a record?
That's a good question. I don't think he has an answer though. If he were on this pod, he would be like, "Well, it's different because, well, you can't reason with that. That makes no sense."
He said he insinuated that Joe Budden does some things.
Right, right.
I don't even have another analogy for it. This podcast safe.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he
It's not
insinuated
podcast.
some things about Joe
Mm.
Budden that he can't prove, unless no, maybe he can. He can't prove that Joe Budden does or doesn't do. So that's defamatory, is it not?
Yeah. So should Joe Budden prepare his lawyers to like, you know what I'm saying, submit something? Like
What
this
are
is
we doing,
crazy
man?
by that metric.
But we got to get him up out of here, man. Hey, look, Drake,
Mm,
it's it, nah, man. But like I said, there's some moments on
mm.
here for y'all. If you want, if I had to recommend you to any of the songs, like I said, "Raining in Houston" is probably is
It's
one of the best
solid.
ones.
It's
And like I
solid.
said, I know you hate Nokia, but I asked it, Nokia is gonna work. There's no way
It's gonna
around it.
be played in the spring, summer. I can
Extremely,
see it.
extremely
I can see
catchy record. Spider-Man, Superman.
that joint fire, bro.
Yeah, but it's another sorry simping sounds, but it's a you know but I like it though. That one
Yeah.
feels like old Drake. That feels like a
It do. It do.
that feels like old
It
Drake,
does.
and I think the people will like that one too. Spider Man, Superman, um, Crying to Chanel Sorry, simping sounds. You feel
Yeah, bro. I think I skipped the first four songs and I was happy about it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
bad. It's
I
bad.
was,
It's
I
bad.
felt good. I felt good skipping
Yeah,
them
man, just the
Jones.
lyrics, man. It's just no substance. And I think that man, artists who aren't talking about anything, bro, if all you
It's
it's
slow
not
for y'all now, bro.
it's slow for
Like
y'all, bro. People in the like you got to be saying something, man. And girls hookah and money ain't gonna cut it today.
it's
Like,
not, bro.
it's not enough.
I'll tell you one of my favorite Cole records, bro, is it's off of the fall off or the off season. My bad. It's off the off season. I'm pulling it up now. It's dang, no, it's not. Hold up. Bro, I'm gonna find this. Don't. Because he's basically talking about, oh, my bad, it's on KOD. It got to be on KOD. It's the outro, like it's 1985 intro to the fall
Oh,
off.
that's the one.
Bro, because it reminds me of, in a way, kind of like what Kendrick Lamar's record, The Party's Over, like was kind of like symbolizing, which is like,
Yep.
yo, you can go this route, but eventually, like Cole was saying on 1985, like it's gonna be slow for you in the end, bro, because it's gonna be a
Yes.
time where you get my age, you get at the time he was 33, and you're gonna realize you wasn't saying nothing, and now you looking at, wow, everybody has moved on from you and your music, like you wondering, like, dang, maybe I should actually took the time and like said something with substance. I'm not saying Drake is at that phase or of that thought just quite yet, but I think like the reception he's received from this album, which I've seen, is very mixed. I could just my algorithm could just be what it
Mhm.
is.
Right.
It could be Kentrified,
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I've seen mixed
Kendrickified, but
reviews. I've seen some people I've
yeah.
seen some girls who really love it.
Okay. So there's okay. So yeah, so maybe they do like it, but I feel like a lot of people that I know, me obviously included in the mix, is just like, bro, this is like it's just not the Drake that we expect. You know what I'm saying? Like we expect more from Drake, but I think stamping him as a pop star, this was just another indication of that. And like Kendrick said, bro, like he basically was like making a call out, like, yo, you're not really hip hop. And his next album that we hear from him is this. I mean, what else
And,
is there to say?
but I also have to I do have to put one thing out there. I thought an album called "Sexy Songs for You." We're not the target audience, so maybe women are gonna gravitate to this and run it up and love it. Maybe
That's
so.
true though.
You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
You know what I mean? I don't think it was sexy songs for us. You
For
feel me?
from my guys,
For
all
us.
my dogs, for all my dogs. That was
Sexy songs for my
yeah,
homies. Nah, I don't think
yeah,
it was that.
yeah.
So I think at the same time, maybe women love this album, but it didn't get the job done for me. But I think that
Mm-mm.
this is gonna be a I think this is his next move after this is gonna be a very, very
It's
important
pivotal.
step
Yeah, it's very important.
for his career and trajectory because it's only so long, and I love that Cole reference because it's only so long you can go without connecting to your fans on or your yeah, really the fans of your music on a deeper level.
Yeah.
I don't think he's aging with his fans. He's continuing to
Uh-uh.
try to grab younger fans, which is working, and I mean, it's worked
It's
for him
worked
thus
for him for
far.
sure.
So,
Mm.
to continue grabbing on and latching on to the young up and coming artists and their sounds, I think it's worked. So, I mean,
Mm.
it's worked up until this point. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Instead of trying to grow with your audience, which I think we could say a J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar or there's a lot of artists like that who have grown
Yeah.
musically. Even if you go further back than that, the Nas, the Jay-Z,
Autumn.
who have been able to their musical content has matured
Hmm.
along with them, and so
Yeah.
that their audiences and their fans of their music are able to grow with the music. And so yeah, we'll see if he is able to do it. But like I said, this isn't a
Hmm.
mature lyrically and substance wise, and it didn't have much for me.
It's the same old stuff, but it does have, like you said, I know we gotta move on, but it does have that like nostalgic feel to it. But I think again, that's 2009, 2010. Like we like we want to see more from you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. What's this lyric that's on the list?
So this is off of celibacy. So he actually, I guess this was a response, Drake's response to Not Like Us.
Hmm.
That's what it's been reported as. And in reading the lyrics, kind of seems that way. So Drake said, "We're not like them, baby. They're not like us. Very weak, in
Oh,
my opinion."
oh,
But yeah,
brilliant.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like And what's crazy, I don't even mind the celibacy song. Like I kind of like it. The intro is kind of funny. It's like, yo, you can't go, you know what I mean? Whatever. For those that listen, no, right? But
Mhm.
like if this is his response, he's had many kind of like responses, jabs. I think Fighting Irish, he kind of like addressed certain people's views on him and things of that nature and like the optics around it. But what do you think of that bar? What do you think about the feud? I think like Kendrick's like Super Bowl performance was just like, yo, it's dead, we moving on.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Obviously, if you're Drake, you don't really have that view.
Yeah, I think it's done. I think it's done. I think they'll continue. I think for the rest of their careers, they'll throw little subliminal shots here and there, little
Yeah,
subtle jazz. But I think it's done. I think people are over it at this point.
yeah.
Now I'm not saying if another diss record come out, I'm not gonna listen to it. We'll be right back on this podcast talking about it.
Oh,
But
absolutely. The night up.
yeah, I like some good battle rap, so I'm with it. But
Yeah,
at the same time, yeah, I don't. I think it's over. I think go
it
ahead,
should be.
put a fork in it, bro. It's a
Put a
wrap.
fork in it. It's good, bro. And then again, like I still like what I consider myself a Drake fan, not in the same way that I think most Drake fans would like consider, right? But I'm always down to hear good Drake music. So that's what I want to hear. I didn't necessarily get that I feel out of some sexy songs for you, but when his rap, next rap album comes out, bro, like I'm gonna be locked in, period. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm glad we moving on from that. It was an era, but like I think we passed it by now. It's been like a year, bro. Like I'm over
Yeah, man, it's time, and like I said, I ain't the biggest Drake fan of as far as musically, so I'm cool either way it go. I mean,
it.
we host
So,
Rapping
yeah.
Reason, so we'll review it. I will listen to it because we host this show, but if it
Yeah.
wasn't for this show, I probably wouldn't listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I honestly wouldn't listen to this, but that's a whole nother conversation.
no, I wouldn't listen to this either. But all right, where does this rank in his discography for you?
Oh, near bottom, I would say.
Yeah, I would say
This
bottom.
is easy for me, brother.
Yeah,
Very easy for me.
yeah, I think this is at the very bottom.
Oh, you think it's the worst? Okay.
Facts. Well, the
Uh,
worst that I've heard, there's a couple of Drake albums that I've skipped. I have to admit, there's a couple of Drake albums that I haven't listened to from top to bottom. So, out of
yeah.
the ones that I've actually listened to, this is definitely at the
Yeah.
very.
I honestly think, yeah, because I'm going over it now, his discography from, because I'm gonna just throw in some of the mixtapes. So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same. An album we're actually gonna do a throwback review for What a Time to Be Alive, Views, More Life, Scorpion, all these other ones in between, Certified Lover Boy and things of that nature. So I will put this, I know exactly where to put it. It's second to last. I am putting Honestly Nevermind, the dance or house album, putting that absolutely
Okay,
last.
that's fair.
And I think this is right next to it, like right above it, I should say.
Yeah, I'm with
Um, yeah, I think that's very easy.
you.
It doesn't take me much to think about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yep. I'm with you. I agree. I
You didn't
concur.
like the house album? Honestly, never mind.
Come
Come
on,
on, bro.
bro.
Everybody like Jimmy Cooks, bro. Come on.
Bro, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The songs I heard from it, I turned it off at the midway point. So, see, I'm not one of the people. I'm not gonna suffer. See, before this podcast,
Mhm.
I'm not one to suffer through an album. Before we
Yeah.
had to review these albums, it was getting turned. If you don't get me in the first four, 5 songs, I'm out. Yeah.
That's
So,
how people consume music, bro. There's too much music. There's too much good music too at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, yeah. It's
and today is
research
not.
purposes.
And today is not even just music. I mean, you're competing with all of the content on the internet.
All the
So you're
content,
not
bro.
even just competing with songs like you used to. You're competing with songs, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. You're
Yeah,
competing with all the other content that people have access to on their phones. Yeah. So if you ain't saying nothing, it's gonna be rough. But
that's true.
we have a throwback review though.
We do, man.
It's-
It's probably top three, maybe top two Drake albums for me too. So this is a
Okay.
big one. If you're reading this, it's too late. I think what is it? Okay, like less than a week ago was the 10th anniversary of this surprise album at the time. Man, what are some of your favorite records? What are your thoughts about if you're reading this, it's too late, man?
I think it was a solid album.
Okay.
It's an album that has some songs I liked on it. It has some songs I didn't like on it. It's in the middle for me. It's one of those
Okay.
albums where there's songs that I really gravitated to. It's unfortunate that some of the ones I really like on here we found out that he didn't write. but that's a whole story we're getting to. Energy being one of them. One of my favorite um tracks on here is Energy. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that is one of those songs that I was actually able. That was one of the few times I felt like I was able to truly relate to a rap Drake song. Where I was
Mm.
like, oh, this is something I could really play in the gym and I really feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, until that reference track came out. But I think that it was that one is solid. Legend I like is another one that I really liked. I
I love
always
that jump.
I always loved that song. I thought it was fire when I first heard it. Six Man, fire.
Oh, heat.
Fire. 6 p.m. in New York, the final track on here. Drake with his I've always liked his timestamp records. I think that they're solid. That's where he gets to really get some bars off. And I think that those usually come out well for me. So I
Yeah.
like that one on here as well. Um, those are the main ones I gravitate to. Yeah, those are the ones that I really like. 10 bands is cool too. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not a lot on here that it's my same Drake critique. I don't think there's a lot of substance on it lyrically, other than like I said, I really like Energy. Energy is one of the ones that
Mm.
to me that's one of Drake's highlights as far as songs for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In general, that's a song that I really rock with. But I think it's a solid project. I think that, like I said, I'm 50-50 with it. There's half the songs I like, half I skip.
Mm.
So I think that all in all, it's a very solid album. What are your thoughts?
Oh, bro, I think this is a classic album. Yeah, I'm
You
going
going
totally on
classics.
on the left with this
Woo,
one. Yeah, I think this is a
classic.
classic album. I think I'm gonna just name it
Mm,
before we get into that because we can't escape the
mm.
allegations or what we realize is now truth is that like he had a lot of help because every rapper has help. We're not
That's
gonna
not true.
not every rapper has hook help or like added what?
This was no hook help.
I mean, this was beyond
This is
that.
here's a song, rap it. That's not hook help. That's not the same.
Oh man,
When
man,
in hip hop, man, it's viewed very differently. It's the difference between somebody creating your chorus and your verses. That's a
yeah.
big difference for rap. And any
And the
rapper.
structure, cadence. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you'll hear any interview from any like respected lyricist and they'll be offended if you said somebody wrote one of their verses because that's completely different than, oh, I had this R&B singer come in and write a hook for me. That's very different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
That that
like
that,
it's
that
yeah.
that's different.
It's not even that's not even a sticky conversation. It's clear lines in hip hop. I agree. Um, because this is beyond, I think you're right though. I'm trying to fight it, bro, just because I like the album a lot. Okay. Let me put that to the side. Okay.
Right, 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 right.
For the sake of the
Yeah, for the sake of the review. For the sake of the review.
I think this is one of his best albums because you got I just enjoy these songs the most more than like a lot of his albums. I would say the only album that's an exception is like Take Care because I think that's his best songwriting. One could argue he had the weekend in his corner helping him out on dang near the same level that bro helped him out on this one. But and I think that there's an obvious reason for that. But I would say when it comes to records legend, for those that don't know, that's my line name, like in Alpha. So like obviously I'm biased as heck. Like I just love the song, but then obviously with that connection, man, it just makes it that much stronger. Energy, 10 bands, know yourself, no telling, Madonna. Like Madonna, he ain't saying nothing. But I love the fact that he ain't saying nothing because that beat is just so crazy. Six Guy, Star 67. I mean, the only records I don't like on here are the records with Party Next Door, bro. That's the
You know what?
irony.
You know what? When I was going back and listening to this again, I was like, yeah, I don't like any of the Party Next Door records
Nah,
on here. I
nah.
agree with you there. And you know what? Actually, I gotta correct myself. I think I got 10 Bands is the one that he had a reference track for. It wasn't Energy. So that makes me a little happier.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I,
it
I
was
was
10
confusing
bands.
Energy with Mob Ties.
I thought
But
it was both, but
oh,
maybe
there's
I'm wrong.
both? Oh, well, shoot, man. I mean,
Maybe
I'll finna throw him some bail. I remember 10 Bands was the one with Quentin Miller, that whole situation. But
Quinn Miller. Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if Energy was too. But
Mm.
yeah, okay. But yeah, I don't like the Party Next Door records on here.
Now I will say, like, for me, the records that, like, because you said it wasn't conscious records, I will argue that You and the Six and Jungle is some of the best deeply personal records that he has. So You and the
Yeah,
Six, he's talking about him and his mom.
I would
I
agree.
go back to that. Like if I'm in a Drake mode, which is rare nowadays, but like when I was like around this time, bro, I was locked in. I would listen to You in the Six because I'm like, yo, this is like some deep personal stuff that he otherwise wouldn't talk about or talk about as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's a dope record. And then Jungle is just like that. It's not a rags to riches song necessarily, but it's just like it's a motivator for me when I hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, yeah. Because in life, bro, it can feel like you're in alone in wilderness, you know what I'm saying? And you're on
yeah.
survival mode. So that I can connect with, like I'm sure most people can. So yeah, bro. Like I love this. And it's no coincidence that he's rapping the most he raps on most of his albums. So for me, I've always been a fan of Drake rapping more so than the R&B. I know a lot of people, especially nowadays, rather get reversed. They'd rather hear more R&B Drake,
Yeah.
especially that female base fan base that he has, that woman fan base.
And
But yeah,
me, and me.
yeah, like
I
of
like
course,
Drake with the
right?
melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. I felt that.
Yeah,
I,
yeah,
I liked when he went back and forth. I liked when he did both on tracks. Like
yeah.
I like the So Far Gone.
Take
Um,
care. I'm
Take
assuming.
Care. I
Yeah.
like Take Care was a lot of singing, but yeah, that's another example. I thought he was the most unique as an artist when he would flip back and forth between the two. I thought
Mm-hmm.
that it was
Yeah.
just it was different. It made his music stand out amongst his peers, I would say.
100%. Because that was the people forget the conversation we had about Drake when Best I Ever Had came out. It's like, hold on, this rapper is rapping and he's singing a hook.
Yeah.
Like, this is like it shouldn't have felt as foreign, but it did. Like to me, at least, like it felt foreign. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Same thing with one
Like,
of my favorite Drake songs, "Successful," with him and Trey Songz.
successful,
Another, you
absolutely.
know what I mean? Another example of him, him being able to go back and
Hmm.
forth. You
Yeah,
know, I thought was
yeah.
fire.
But that's why I don't like Scorpion because it's basically half and half. And I didn't like that. Like I didn't like that. I was like, yo, make it a cohesive balance and then I can work with you. But if you're just rapping like on if you're reading this too late for the most part and you got some dope production behind you and you saying a little something every now and then, you got me. So I'll
Yeah,
put this probably second or third. I'm aiming for second below Take Care, maybe below Nothing Was the Same, depending on the day. But yeah, man, this is a classic album to me. There's just too much heat. Obviously, he had help. My man Quentin, man, sheesh.
I'm
But
not
yeah,
going. I'm not going. Yeah, I can't go. I can't go classic.
yeah,
I just can't go classic. For me, it's good though. It's not. I wouldn't go
hmm
classic because if this album, the reason why I wouldn't go classic is, I think if this album never happened, nothing changes in hip hop.
okay, that's a good barometer. I'm not even mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
I don't think it moved the needle for anything.
Mm,
I don't think it influenced anything. I don't think like I can actually say So Far Gone influenced some things. I could even say Take Care influenced. I can even can say if
for
it's
sure.
what's the one with him in the clouds?
Nothing was the same.
I think it was the same. I can even say I heard music start sounding a little different when that came out. I
Wow,
felt like it kind of shifted things. This one, I think it was just a good rap album, like to me.
that's tough. Because I feel like did like Commons B, did that change anything in music?
Mm,
Because to me, that's a kind of like it's a
mm.
good barometer, I think, in concept. But there's
That's
certain albums that have a certain sound that's like it's not necessarily foreign or
that's a good point.
changing anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
B is a classic though. Like yeah,
Right. You're so I think the only exception to that parameter is if the album is so artistically different or great
mm,
that it stands out. And I think that B is it might not have changed the sound of music. I think Ye's production on there might have, but
yeah, maybe, yeah,
I think Ye's production on that album definitely shifted things. I think that his production moving forward after that point was very different. But
mm,
I would say that album is lyrically and conceptually such a masterpiece that I think it's a little different. Like, cause that would
mm,
almost be like if I picked like a less popular rapper who just really hip hop fans really gravitate to.
yeah,
Like I'm like do I think that most deaths, black on both sides is necessarily changed the way people rap? Not necessarily, but I think that artistically is so phenomenal that
it's
it gives a
amazing,
pass.
bro.
Would
Yeah.
you say that you think that this falls in that parameter? If it's so artistically amazing that
What if Uranus too late?
uh-huh.
No. I don't think it's so artistically up there. It's not like his magnum opus or nothing like that or whatever. I just think like this, like there's certain songs, bro. Like there's certain records off Take Care that you're like, that definitely changed music though. That
And I,
changed music for sure.
and I don't want it to sound like I'm hating on Drake, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm just
You had a better review than I did. If
this is
anybody's hating, it's me.
oh yeah, definitely you. You definitely went in. I would say that the weekend. It's hard for me to even give Drake full credit for Take Care because I feel like that was the weekend sound.
It definitely
And we
was.
saw that moving forward and before that, like the week that was the weekend's sound. So I feel like the weekend changed music. I think Drake might have took it further in the mainstream, so I can give him credit
Mhm.
for that. But I think that
Yeah.
that sound that became so influential, I think, was the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think anybody can argue that. Everybody knows who's an Abel fan. Like Abel was highly or heavily, involved in the making of that album. Certain records, like I will argue, Drake probably stole from the man. Like obviously, I don't mean that seriously, so
Yeah,
don't sue me. But like I think people can hear it and be like, "Yo, this is obviously Weeknd influence, like to the T." But
yeah, 1,000%.
yeah. So how many classic albums does Drake have in his discography, bro? This is something that Kendrick pointed out and was like, you don't have no classics. Like, I don't think that's correct. I think he has some like classic mixtapes for sure, but I think we can argue like some albums as well.
You can argue some albums. Oh,
Wow.
let me look. Let me look. Let me look.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me look. I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna try to grade this fairly.
Yeah, because I
And
got my
and this
Spotify
is
out.
all objective, everybody. Like this is subjective, I should say. This is all subjective. Music is subjective. But for me, I'm giving them two in a mixtape.
Two in a mixtape. Okay, what are
I'm giving
what are
them
the
So
two?
Far Gone.
Okay.
I'm giving them Take Care
Mhm.
partially. And then I'm giving them Nothing Was the Same. That's it.
That's it. Dang, bruh.
Everything else was exactly the same.
That's crazy. Hold on.
I don't think anything else moved any needle or was so artistically profound that
Yeah,
it did anything for hip hop.
I'm gonna tell you. So, okay. So this is kind of tough, yo. And I may be, people are gonna maybe be a little surprised by this. So I'm gonna say So Far Gone, that's obviously a classic. I listened to Thank Me Later again. It's not a classic to me, but it's a very good album. It's a better album than people I think gave it credit for at the time. You know what I'm saying? Take Care to Me is a classic, so that's two, right? Nothing was the same in revisiting this album like recently. I do not think it's a classic. I think it's a very
Mm.
good album. I think
Okay.
what hinders it though is songs like Worst Behavior, where this man who's a cornball, right? Like is in dressed in all black and like rapping about that. I'm like, stop it. Okay. I don't believe you is where basically where I'm getting
You
at.
need
But
more
it's like
people.
songs from Started from the Bottom. That's a classic record. I think Tuscan Leather is a dope intro. It's one of my favorite intros of this era, bro. And I measure like intros and outros heavily when I review albums. So that's dope. Whatever. We can keep going. And Pound Cake with Hov, bro. That's like crazy.
Nice. Hard.
I'm putting, if you're reading this too late, I'm still considering it a classic album. Do I think it shifted music in unparalleled ways? Not necessarily, but I think succinctly, there's just so many good songs on there, bruh. It's hard for me not to. You know what I'm saying? What I will not say is Views is a classic. I don't know why people think that. I think that's one of the most disjointed albums he's ever put out. I think Scorpion, the first half, I really, really like. I would even can say I would love it, but the fact that it's a double album, he just messed up the ratio for me of good versus like and bad. That's where it stops for me. I think
Oh,
when we
you got him at like five.
nah, so let me say, because I think I named too many. So basically, So Far Gone, Take Care, and If You're Reading It's Too Late, three.
Oh,
I would say three.
so we both got three. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Well, wait, two and a half?
Well, yeah, two in a possible.
Two.
If I'm gonna give him Take Care, even though it's the weekend sound, I give him
Mhm.
Take Care. If I give him Take Care, it's Take Care. Nothing Was the Same, and I'm giving
Yeah.
him So Far Gone. Those are the only classics that I would. Those are the only albums of his that I hold in any esteem. And I'm really
Yeah.
that's being generous, to be honest. I'll be honest.
I think, yeah.
Drake's music to me isn't profound enough for me to really give it a lot
Mm,
of classic status. And when I talk about hip hop, there's not too many hip hop albums that I give classic status to where it's just about girls and money. There aren't really any.
mm,
There aren't really any artists who have albums that don't have any substance that I'll call a classic. Not really
yeah.
for me.
That's a
But
good point too.
This is me giving him a lot for my
Yeah.
type for my style and my criteria of
Yeah.
what a classic album is. And so for him to not be saying that much of nothing, that's solid. Three is good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We both got three. We just got a different three. Different three.
Yeah. And I think that's like again, that's pretty good for Drake, bro. Cause you gotta think, I would say his last four projects, bro, maybe even five. I'm just like, what is this, right? Like for all the dogs I didn't like, nah. I really like Her Loss, but he got 21 on there. That's a collab album, and it's an album of the moment. It's almost like fast food. It's like, bro, when it strikes, when it's hot, it hits. When it's
Mhm.
cold, there are no leftovers. Throw that, toss it to the side, or throw it away. Certified Lover Boy, I thought was just like too disjointed. The same with Honestly Nevermind. When I heard the album, I said to myself, dog, I said, honestly, never mind, bro. I don't need to be hearing this, bro. I think the world felt that way, at least a big majority, outside of like the Drake obsessed fans, who thinks if he put out like an instrumental album, they'd be like, bro, this is the hottest thing ever. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're pretty much on the same page. Three
Yeah.
albums is pretty, or three
Three,
projects. It's
yeah,
pretty good.
most rappers don't have three out classic albums. So
I will say that is a fact. Even some of people's favorite artists ain't got three classic albums.
no,
You know what I
not at
mean?
all. Not at all. I think that's solid, man. This is look. Hey, rappers, can y'all put out some more music so we can not ever talk about Drake this much on this podcast ever again?
This is a Drake
Please,
podcast, essentially, bro.
please,
Yeah.
y'all put out some dope music. We ain't really got a lot of heat in a minute, man. In a couple months, it's been a little dry.
It has been a little dry. What did I say was the best album so far? Like 3 weeks into the into the year,
What
I
did you say?
forgot what it was.
I don't
Uh,
remember, but it was something that. See, you see, the fact that we don't remember it.
that says a lot, bro. Because that was only a month ago. Yikes.
Oh no, it was Central C. Central C. All we've gotten this year is Central C, and we got that Mac Miller album posthumously.
Yeah, Life is Beautiful, I think is album of the year for me right now. I already
Oh
switched
yeah,
on Central C.
you already
Yeah.
done switched up. See, no, I agree.
Unsurprisingly though, if we being
I 100% agree. I think so. As of right now in 2025, that's the one. So yeah, if y'all haven't heard "Life Is Beautiful," Larry June, Two Chainz, man, y'all check that album. Man, it's some heat on there.
Alchemist production, you can't lose.
Oh, my
You
fault,
can't
my
lose.
fault. Alchemist production, we can't leave that out.
You
Alchemist on
can't
the
lose.
production, man. Some heat, man. It gave me something to ride to, man. I've been riding to that actually a lot this week.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah,
running to it, working out to it, bro. Everything, like you know what I'm saying. So they got one for
they
sure.
got they got one, man. Hey, look, another dope episode, bro.
Yes, sir, man. Episode 31, man. We keep doing this. We're keeping them rolling out. That's
Yeah,
how we
bro.
do it.
Episode 31, man. We keeping these in rotation. Man, continue to support the channel, man. If you're tuned in on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, man. If you are tuned in on Apple, Spotify, if you like to listen to this show, make sure that you are giving us those 5-star ratings on there, man. Make sure y'all give us
Yup.
5 stars, share it with your friends, let them know about the show, and we'll keep on bringing you um, introspective music reviews when it comes to this hip hop culture, man. Until next time, bro.
Yes. Peace, bro.
Peace.